Hey guys, how are you? I hope you're all doing fantastically well, and welcome to yet another of my email series videos. Now this one is really important that I do this one as a video, because this one is about speaking confidently. And obviously I'm under pressure now because I have to do it while I talk to you guys. So what I wanted to talk about is some of the things that you can start doing today to start sounding more confident when you talk. This will play a huge part in any role in your life where you need to do public speaking or anything kind of extreme like that, but also just in everyday life. You'll find that if you apply these techniques, which I'm about to share with you, you'll be much more captivating and charismatic when you speak. This is kind of faking it till you make it sort of practice. The more you speak confidently, the more people will perceive you as confident and charismatic. And if they perceive you that way, you will feel that way too. So it's like behaving confidently in order to become a confident person. And a lot of this email home training series is based on that concept. So, point number 1, project. You need to get comfortable with speaking with a high volume. Now there's a whole lot of different ways you can test that or try that out for yourself. But before we get into that, let me just give you some technical tips. I want you to get your hand and place it, where are we on the camera there? Place it on your stomach about there, okay? Now firstly, I want you to speak quietly. So say your name and address and leave your hand where it is and see if you can feel anything. But say it quietly, softly, purposefully say it without confidence. Like, hi, my name's Dan Munro and I'm just... like that. Okay? Now, once you've done that, I want you to do the same thing again, but speak as loudly as you can without shouting. Aim to be speaking to somebody who's like 40 yards away, but without shouting. What you should feel is a vibration in your diaphragm, just below your chest there, which indicates that you're using the right part of your diaphragm to project the volume of your voice. It takes a lot of practice to get this right if you're not used to it, but you should be able to walk into a nightclub and speak loud enough without shouting so that everybody can hear you. That's projection. One way of testing this is to go and put a recording device at the far end of a room, like a living room, go to the other end and project loud enough so that the recording sounds like you're holding it right up to your mouth. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, slow down. One of the biggest signs that somebody lacks confidence is that they speak really quickly. It's as if they're worried that you're going to stop paying attention if you don't get all the perfect details in with everything that you say. It may seem counterintuitive, but people will listen to you more closely the slower you speak. You can really play around with this out in the real world. Start having conversations where you're speaking so slowly it sounds like you have an intellectual disability. Do you know what I mean? Speak as slowly as you possibly can. So don't be like, okay, we go into this meeting and then there's a blah, 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 blah. Don't do that. Drag out your words. See how much people pay attention. It's interesting, right? Okay, the next part, and it's in line with slowing down, pauses. Imagine that your sentences are peppered with commas or full stops. So you don't just stop speaking at the end of the sentence. You pause throughout. I've been doing it this entire video. Little pauses that captivate you. Now the reason this works, it's similar to when somebody writes something down. So you get an email and it's just a block of text from top to bottom with no gaps. It's hard to pay attention, right? The same email with spaces in between the paragraphs, suddenly you're reading it. And this is what you're going to do, but with speaking. So just put pauses in while you talk, in the middle of sentences, and particularly before you want to make a point. Do you see what I did there? It gets this sense of suspense while you talk and creates this captivity in your audience. Next point, mix it up. So, what people lacking in confidence do, speak quickly, non-stop, and monotone. Blah, 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 that kind of thing. Try mixing it up. You know, start speaking like your favorite actor or actress and watch what they do. You'll see this tone change. They bring it down when they're trying to be suspenseful and pick it up when they're really happy. Start mixing it up while you talk. Combined with those other strategies, you will see people listen to you a lot more, I guess, concentrated. Ending your sentences like this, where it's always a question and possibly another question, is an apologetic way of talking. Many people have this habit, and it's a terrible habit to have, and they don't know they're doing it. And it sounds like you're apologizing for what you're saying. Who's going to listen to you if you're not even sure about yourself? It's a really easy one to fix if you catch yourself doing it. Start trying to make sure that your sentences end on a low note instead of a high note where you're asking a question. I can't even do it anymore. But really, if you can cut that, if nothing else, you cut that one out, you'll sound a lot more confident. Second to last one is brain farts. So brain farts are the little gap fillers that we use when we're trying to come up with the next word. The most common one in our day and age is the word like. She was like, and then I was like, and then he like, and then I like. When you start listening for it, it will drive you crazy. Everybody uses it. And it's so easily replaced. I want you to replace the following words: like, you know, and some of the others. I can't remember the others. But any of those, I want you to replace them with something very special. Silence. If you're trying to figure out where to put the pauses in your talking, put them where you'd usually say like, you know. Take those out and replace them with pauses. Feels weird at first, but the person listening to you, to them it will make sense. And you don't need those words. They are just symbols that your brain is unsure of what you're saying. And that's how other people will subconsciously receive it. So get rid of them. Now. By the way, I'm a total hypocrite. I still do some of these, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Lastly, and most importantly, is once you've practiced these techniques, or even while you're practicing them, record yourself. You need to hear what it sounds like when you speak. If you can film yourself and combine this with the other body language techniques that we talk about in this series, you'll really get a sense of how you come across with regards to confidence. Listen to some of the best public speakers out there. Go look up their videos, YouTube, whatever, and you'll see what confident speaking looks like, and you'll see these strategies being used. So I hope that really helps you out. It helped me out a lot to learn these. I used to be a terrible speaker. Now I can talk to audiences of hundreds and sound like I know what I'm doing, even when secretly I'm dying inside with anxiety. So this will help you sound a lot more confident. People will treat you like you're confident, which will make you more confident. Alright, have yourselves a great week, and I'll see you next time for the next video.